Mr. Clarence. He's going to get us started.
Let's see.
And the topics of discussion will be as follows. I'm going to cut this down, sorry. The topics of discussion will be protecting yourself in misconduct, okay? So Clarence, I'm going to go ahead and pass you the mic a little bit early.
Okay.
All right, so we can go ahead and get it started, okay? Now be mindful. Give me 1 second. We have a few people coming in as I'm talking.
All right.
Okay, let me admit those. And then I'm gonna make you the host, Clarence, okay?
Okay. All right. Can everybody see me? Am I okay?
We can see you.
Okay. All right. Because on my screen, I'm not seeing me all the way. But anyway.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're here to do the sexual misconduct and protection and prevention program. Also, we're here also to do the motivational part of the program as well. And so I have some speakers, but because of the Easter holiday, some of them couldn't make it because they were in church or whatever, right? So we're just going to push on, but I do have one of my best speakers here. His name is Mr. Tim Hink, and he's going to come up and he's going to talk to you guys about protecting yourselves in any situation you could think of. So right now I'm going to bring up Tim Hinkle. Bring him up here. I forgot. How do I bring him up?
He just has to unmute himself and make his video live. You can see him.
Okay, Hink, you there? Hink, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, man. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Well, I just want to say, it's good evening where I'm at. So I know one of my topics is protecting yourself physically and financially. And one of the most important thing is I would definitely want to talk about the financial aspect of it and protecting yourself, because that's definitely what needs to be done as far as, especially for men. It's as far as finances, of course, hopefully some of you young people got the opportunity maybe to get a job, to get out there in the workforce if you're not, but if you had the opportunity to work a little bit, maybe even a part-time job, not saying nothing full-time, but even a part-time job, maybe look into investing your money. I got a show called The Basement, and I'm doing like a 2-part series about financial literacy, investing in home ownership and owning property. But I definitely want to touch on some of that today, because that's definitely needed for us as men. Because when you get out on your own, you definitely want to be able to financially provide for yourself. It's okay to live with your parents, but there's only for so long you can do that. You eventually gotta get out the nest and spread your wings a little bit. And of course, you won't want to do your own thing anyway. Have your own little privacy. Better do what you want to do. Have your own rules, because I'm sure wherever you're saying that, there's some rules and regulations that you have to deal with, right? So you definitely want to be able to get out there on your own and have your own spot to be able to spread your wings and live and enjoy yourself. But in so doing that, you got to also have a job, some steady income, whatever that may be. Whether it's gaming. I know gaming is a new thing now. You can make money off of YouTube, being a Instagram personality or YouTube personality. That's an opportunity to make money, right? So you have to have some type of steady income in order to secure some type of housing for yourself. So that's definitely important. So definitely working, saving money, investing money, if you get that opportunity as well. Well, another thing, man, is very a lot of guys really got to watch themselves on, and that's this sexual harassment thing, right? Now, I understand it. The thing about Me Too, it's kind of hard for guys. I promise you it is. Me being a single man, dating, it's a lot more difficult, right? Because you don't want to come off as that type of guy where you overbearing or pushing too hard to try to have conversation with young women or ladies. But at the same time, you still want to show that you are interested and you do want to pursue a young lady, but you got to just do it in a respectful manner, right? There's certain words you just can't use. You can't be belligerent, you know what I'm saying? Don't be drunk and try to get with a girl because you're definitely gonna say something stupid, something you don't need to be saying, something you're gonna regret later. So you gotta kind of watch yourself on how you interact with ladies, but just be in a respectful manner. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, if you don't know the lady's name, just say don't go whistling or now that's what we used to do back in the days. Hey girl, hey, don't do that. That's not cool. And if you get a girl and she responded to that, you might not want to get with her anyway because her mind's just not right. So, just walked up to a young lady, said, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such," and you don't introduce yourself. Be cordial. Same way you would do like if you're on a job interview. It's pretty much no different. When you introducing yourself, you're pretty much trying to sell yourself, trying to put your best foot forward, show her that you are a type of individual that she would love to get to know. And so in order to do it, you got to do it in a respectful manner. Interact with her, small talk, ask her name, and kind of find out and be very observant. You know what I'm saying? Be very observant. Maybe what she's wearing, maybe compliment her on it, saying something about it. Or if you know something, maybe about a brand or clothes that she wear. If you know somebody or you like that same brand, definitely that's some common traits y'all can definitely have conversations about. Um, but be respectful with it. Don't go too far. Don't go groping her, grabbing her, pulling her. Don't do that, man. Especially if it's uninvited, because you got a situation there that you don't want to deal with, right? And we hear too many stories about young men going through this, and it's not good. Um, Unfortunately, you had a guy out in the West Coast named Brian Banks who missed out on an opportunity because he was accused of sexually taking advantage of a woman, which it came out and they went to court and everything found out. He went to jail was for some time. But come find out this story was made up. It wasn't true. Now, could he have done more to protect himself? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you look at the case, look at the situation. He really didn't do anything wrong. He liked the girl. He spent time with her, and the girl accused him of something he didn't do. So it's unfortunate that he lost some time in his life and ruined his college career because of that. And he kind of bounced back a little bit, but you can never get them years back that you spent in jail or in prison. So, guys, definitely protect yourself. Make sure you do what you have to do. Be respectful toward women, and women should be respectful towards you. That's another thing I hate, and hate seeing. You have some ladies feel like they have the right to mush a man in his head, yell at him, get verbally abusive towards him, push on him, and him not to respond. It's unfortunate. I see a lot of young cats, they not acting and moving like that. So I would hate to hear about a story y'all guys doing some stuff like that because I know y'all better than that. And y'all definitely going to handle these situations that, you have to definitely have conflict resolution and you got to know how to deal with conflict like that. So when you come into a situation like that where a young lady wants to get physical with you, it doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you a punk. It makes you smart. Walk away. Matter of fact, do me a favor, run. Because you don't want to get caught up in a situation where the police can be called on you. You can get yourself in a record or situation where it's going to hurt you in the long run. And that short game, that emotional outburst that person may be having with you is definitely not worth it. So do what you got to do, guys, to protect yourself. My motto is all the time when I leave the show, Black man, please protect yourself at all times. And I mean that in every aspect of it, where you got to protect your mental, or you got to protect your physical, or your emotional. You got to protect yourself, man. You got to be careful out here, young man. I want to see us young men win, and that's why when Brother Clarence asked me to do these things, I have no problem with doing it. I just got off work. I'm tired as I don't know what. Just got out of the shower. Make sure I was fresh. Even though I'm not going where I want to make sure I'm fresh and I'm good, I'm alert. So I had to take a shower to get myself, make sure I'm good. But I wanted to do that, but I wanted to be here so I can have these conversations with you young men, and maybe I can influence not everybody, but if I can influence one, if I could just change one guy's mind, one young man's mind, and make him do something different or respond differently because of the conversation we're having between sexual harassment or some sort of domestic dispute. I, I feel great about that. But at the same time, man, just move carefully, guys. Please do that because it's world's rough out here, especially on us young black men. Now I ain't gonna say I'm young. I'm 47, but just on black men, period, it's rough out here, man. We always got to have our stuff on guard at all times, whether it's situations with maybe our ladies, our girlfriends, our wives, whatever the case may be, or even people of the law, people who's supposed to be in a higher authority, who's supposed to have our best interest, but really don't. So just make sure you keep your head on the swivel, guys. Be very observant of your surroundings, especially with a lot of stuff that's going on. It's just unfortunate what we heard about in Nashville with the school shooting. That's very sad. So always be observant of your surroundings. Know what's going on, where your exes are. Have a plan. If you see yourself in unfamiliar places, definitely figure out where you're going, where you need to go. But at the same time, guys, get out here, work, grind, keep your head to the dirt, and make some money, man. Make as much money as you can so you can provide not only for yourself, for whatever future wife that you have, and in your future family, and your future kids. That good work ethic will go a long way. I promise you it does. And guys who recognize it will see that. You know why they see it? Because they see a good, hardworking young man doing what he got to do. He comes to work on time every day, doing what he has to do, making sure everything is everything. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he's on focus, he's on point. He does give us a lot of trouble. He does what he needs to do. So again, I want to thank the empowerment group for allowing me to come up here and speak to you guys. I hope you have a great evening and the rest of your day. Brother Clarence, I'm gonna turn it over to you, bro. Right on.
All right, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much, brother Hink. Appreciate you. All right. That's Hink. And he has his own YouTube page called The Basement. If some of you guys want to, get in touch with him, I gotta get Hink to give me some handouts, because Rico has us a handout for tips for how to spend money. But we have to get some handouts from all the other guys, all the other contributors. So I'm gonna work on Hink, ask him to put something together for us that you can go to our webpage, which is lifeskillsbootcamps.com, and you can download some of this stuff. Go to contributors, and then you can see the contributors that we have, and then you can click on the downloads that we have available. They're free. We don't have to pay nothing for these downloads, so they're free. But you can get on over there when you guys get a chance. All right. I'm going to try to share my screen, y'all, because we're going to talk about some safe practices. Let's see. Okay, we're going to talk about some. Can everybody see that? Everybody good? All right. All right. So we're going to talk about safer practices to avoid, while you're in school. I believe this is the
Sorry,
school.
Clarence. I still see you.
Oh, you still see me? Okay, let me see what I can do here. Oh, I know. I didn't share it on the Zoom. Here we go. Here we go. Share screen. There we go. How about now? Everybody good?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, sis. All right. Okay. Let's see. Got one more here. All right, here we go. Some of you guys are in school, right? So, like Hink was saying, a lot of times, a lot of these problems can come up when you're at school, right? You're going to school, high school, even middle school, heck, sometimes even what I want to say, sometimes it could even happen when you're at a grade school level, right? So we want some safer practice for the young men so that they can avoid even the accusation or even being put in a position that is not good, or putting the females in position that's not good. Because a lot of times, some of these men, some of our young men are under the misunderstanding that women are okay with a lot of this behavior, and most of the time they're not. So we want to make sure that they have the proper understanding of what some safer practices dealing with women. Now, he went into it a little bit, but I'm going to go into it a little bit further. All right. You're at school. We're at school, right? It's a pretty safe environment for the most part, right? But it does have some situations that can get hazardous, right? So we want to avoid those situations, both the men and the female. But now we're going to just talk to the guys right now, right? Okay. You don't want to be alone with a student unless you have a really good relationship with this person, meaning that, you may know their family and you may have a relationship that goes back a couple of years at least. Because if you're alone with someone and that you don't know, this is how gray areas can come up, right? So try your best to not be alone with someone that you don't really know that well. You know what I mean? You can introduce yourself like Hink said, but you don't want to be in classroom by yourself or on the campus in a cornered places by yourself. I guess that's what I should say. You don't want to be in cornered places by yourself, closed quarters. And we're going to get into that a little more too, but you don't want to be in close quarters. Yeah, you can meet somebody, say, hey, how you doing? And, I don't expect you to have a crowd around you when you do that, but, always be on your best behavior because you never know who's looking. You never know who's watching, right? I was a trainer for the city of Los Angeles for 7 years, and I trained people, new hires for them for a long time. And so, hundreds of people, right? And I just saw people get fired for silly stuff like this. And it may not even be the female that you're engaging with that may tell. It may be somebody that overheard you say something or somebody that saw you do something. And then the next thing you know, you got a problem. So we always got to be on our best behavior, gentlemen. Always be on our best behavior with these, but Clarence, see, the gangsters get the girls. Well, let them get them. And like Hink said, if a girl is going to be, going along with the program of a dude that's no good, then do you really want that girl? Is that the kind of girl you really want? You don't want not me. I don't. I wouldn't want somebody like that. Anyway, try not to be alone in the closed quarters with females where it's females you don't know, right? Someone you really don't know well. My advice is to, always be in an open space where there's lots of people around for your own protection and her own protection. You know what I mean? Because most females are going to have a little trepidation with you trying to corner them off and get them secluded, and they don't know you, right? They know you, it might be different, but they don't know you. And you know what I mean? So follow that advice. Okay, we got a few more, y'all. Never touch another female student you don't know. He talked about, when we were coming up, people would touch on the females and run and all that. Can't do that no more. Can't do that no more. They're throwing younger and younger and younger Black young men in jail. I mean, they're giving them grown-up charges for doing stuff like that, right? Back, they used to grab the girl's butt or, touch her back or whatever, right? You cannot do that stuff no more, man. That's what, that is called sexual assault. Anytime you touch somebody for pleasure, that is called sexual assault. And that is a felony charge. That is a grown-up charge, right? So you don't want to get any of that going on, even in middle school. wherever, right? You want to always be a perfect gentleman. But perfect gentlemen don't get the girls, Clarence. I know. But you want a certain type of girl. You don't want these kind of girls that's going after dudes that mistreat them and treat them bad. And then, you don't want a girl like that, because a girl like that is going to treat you bad. So you want a girl that's going to be able to appreciate a gentleman, right? That way she'll be good to you, you'll be good to her, everything be okay. But never touch these females, especially, in a way that's inappropriate. Never. But I say don't touch them at all. If you don't know this female, don't touch her. Don't put your hands on her. Don't, other than a handshake, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone until you get to know her better. You get to know her better, you can see she's not going to be bothered by you, because most people have a 3 foot radius that they feel comfortable around with somebody they don't know, right? They don't know you, but then when somebody gets within 3 feet of you, now and you don't know this person, it can create a problem, right? You can see the person getting apprehensive, right? They don't know what you're going to do. That way, never touch anybody that you don't know. Any female in particular, never touch them that you don't know. Always be respectful. And if you're going to touch them, extend your hand out, right? Extend your hand out. See how they're going to accept it. And if they don't accept it, then they don't accept it. And going further than the handshake is even worse. Don't even go further than that. All right, let's keep moving, y'all. Keep a 3 foot distance from between you and any unknown female, right? Right. So you don't want to be, like I said, you don't want to go into a corner or behind the classroom, but to any kind of cornered place where it's just you and her. Any story could come out of that situation, or you might have the misunderstanding to think that just because she went to that location with you, it's going to be okay for you to put your hands or worse on this female. I'm trying to tell you, the days of doing that stuff is over, man. Over. The days of just randomly doing stuff like that to random women is over. It's over. Okay. You want to have yourself in a position, because Hink was right when he was telling y'all, man, people are losing their careers and their lives and everything over just putting themselves in bad situations, right? I might go into the situation early, maybe later, where a guy had the world in his hands. His Spurs had a contract with the Spurs for millions of dollars, threw it all away because he was going to a female's office doing something he shouldn't have done. Maybe I'll talk about that before we finish the class. But yeah, man, just don't touch anybody. Don't touch anybody without their permission, right? Without their consent. You're going to see consent is going to be the big thing in your life when it comes to females. Consent is going to be a big thing. But before, really, especially the Me Too movement, people didn't consider it a big deal if you touched women, and at least men didn't, right? Females probably did, but the men did. Now, because of the Me Too movement and the climate is so sensitive about you doing anything without permission to a female person, it's going to be just a bad situation. It can quickly develop into something very, very ugly, depending on how the female wants to proceed. And sometimes, even if the female don't want to proceed, the state will pick it up because they think it's an easy win. So just keep a barrier around yourself, around women that you don't know. Just keep that in mind. All right. Never be alone in the tight quarters. I just told you guys, right? What is tight quarters? What is tight quarters? Tight quarters is like, in the corner of the room, or, in a stall in the bathroom, or something crazy like that. Come on, man. We cannot. Listen, man, you guys got your whole future ahead of you. And if you guys don't read the paper and look at the news, there's guys throwing their whole careers away just doing stuff like this, right? Teachers, pastors, grown men, police officers, just grown men with careers that all they have to do is just do what they're supposed to do and go home. And they out here throwing their whole life away, gonna go to jail for 10, 15 years, right? There was a sheriff deputy down here in San Diego, and what he was doing was he was on Twitch. He was on Twitch sending nude pictures of himself to underage girls. Here the man just had a baby with his wife, just bought a new house. Now he's going to jail for 12 or 13 years. Who's going to pay for that house? Is his wife going to stay married to him? I mean, and then not one, not two, but he did it multiple times, many, many times to different underage girls. Threw his whole career away. Why? Why? Don't y'all send no pictures of yourself without no clothing on. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is a charge. I forgot. I don't know I forget what the charge was, but it is a felony charge. Don't do that. I know some girls might tell you, "Oh, come on, Clarence, just send me a pic. Let me see what you're working with." Nah. I get to know you better, maybe, right? But not now. You don't know this person, man? No. But like I said, never go in tight quarters, man, right? You go to a party or you go to some event and you try to get this girl into a tight corner. Don't do that. You don't know her. Nah, man. Always be a perfect gentleman. What's a perfect gentleman? Being polite, right? Being respectful, right? You don't call nobody out of their name. You don't call no female out of her name. You be respectful, polite. And if a female don't respect that politeness, she don't respect that you respect her as a female, as a human being, as one of our sisters, what good is she anyway? What good is she anyway? Right? What good is she anyway, man? What's she gonna do for you? All right, if you go into a closed room, man, always leave that door open. Always leave the door open, right? And you and a female you don't know. Now, I worked with females I knew for 20-something years. I had been to their houses and we had been to functions and everything. So I knew them. I could tell, I could pull a girl I could pull particular women in the room and say, "Hey, Lise, what's going on with this situation? What's going on with that? What's this? What's that?" You know, there was females I could do that with, right? Because I know them. And but I knew them. Wasn't like, "Oh, I'm pulling somebody in I don't even know." No. You got to get to know people, man. And people got to get to know you. And then to see how you vibrate, that you see how they vibrate, and can your vibrations be in the same location together without causing a conflict, then cool. But you don't want, I'm telling you don't want to pull somebody in a room, close the door, you just standing there talking to them, and the next thing you know, you be like, what's his name on Michael Irving, where now they're calling the cops on you, and you next thing you know, the cops want to talk to you. Like, what do you want to talk to me about? Well, you put this person into a room and they said XYZ happened. Well, Clarence, I'm gonna just tell them I didn't do it. It ain't gonna be that easy. It might not be that easy, and most of the time it's not nowadays because of the what do I want to say, the climate. This climate is very sensitive to sexual misconduct, and so what we're trying to do is give you an awareness and help prevent it from happening, right? We're trying to give you awareness because sometimes a lot of guys don't even know when they being this way. They don't even know, they don't understand because they got a misunderstanding, right? You watch BET awards and you watch these videos on YouTube and you think that all these girls, every girl is like City Girls or Glorilla and they just want to be assaulted and all that. That's not no. And I wish they wouldn't do that stuff. But, I understand they're getting money, but I wish they wouldn't put out stuff like that because it misleads y'all. And a lot of y'all get the false impression that being super sexually aggressive, most women like that. And I'm saying to you that they probably are not going to like that, especially if they don't know you. They don't know you. So never put yourself in a situation where it's going to be your story against somebody else's story, because that's going to be a hard fight to fight, right? All right, y'all. Let's see. Let's move on. You got something else? Don't compliment women you don't know. Now, this is a tricky part, right? This is a tricky part. What do you mean, Clarence? I thought Hink just said you can give somebody a compliment, right? But it's got to be very respectful and done in a very tasteful way. Sometimes we could say things that we think it's a compliment as a man, but a female will look at it as a compliment. A female will look at it as, we call that an offense, right? So you got to be very careful. My thing is, what I would do is compliment a person in front of other people. I would never compliment them alone. Why? So therefore, you can have, if that person was to ever go back and say, Clarence said this to me, and he was trying to be abusive, or he was trying to be sexually aggressive to me. You have witnesses that could say, no, he just said this, just like Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin went into a signing, a memorabilia signing, and a woman accused him of trying to do something to her. And there was witnesses all around. There was witnesses all around that corroborated his story. So always try to see, you know what? This race doesn't go to the strongest. The race of life doesn't go to the strongest. It doesn't go to the smartest. It goes to the one that's most aware. It goes to the most aware person, right? If you aware and you're able to be aware of certain situations, you could capitalize on them and or stay away from them, right? If you, this is what we're trying to do, create an awareness for you. Because a lot of you young guys don't even know when you're stepping in a dog mess. So we telling you right now, so you don't make the mistakes that some of us made and a lot of these other guys have made, when they throw millions of dollars away, millions and millions of dollars away. Let me see, let me check my time. Okay, so yeah, don't compliment anyone you don't know. That's my advice. But if you're going to compliment somebody, make sure you do it in the presence of other people. That way, the story will be straight. Whether somebody could say, well, that person may have taken, because see, sometimes there's a misunderstanding, right? Sometimes you could say something, you meant this, but that person took it like that, right? And sometimes, well, our sisters, man, there's no explaining, man. They ain't gonna let you, they don't give you a chance to explain, right? They just gonna go running 50 miles, 100 miles running with what you did. And then it's gonna be a long process for you to try to, pack it back in and straighten everything out. So to avoid all that, just don't compliment people you don't know, especially alone. You know what I mean? If you're going to compliment them, make sure you compliment them in the presence of other people so that everybody can see everything you said was on the up and up. It was very polite, wasn't nothing suggestive or nothing like that, right? Then we get to know somebody better. Then you give them compliments, right? Then you can start giving them compliments, right? Just tell you, man, you got to protect yourself out here. You got to protect yourself, and you got to protect the sisterhood too, man. Because see, some of you young guys, I know you guys are good guys, right? All you guys that's here, you're good guys, right? But if enough guys out there see how you guys are treating their sisters and they're treating them with respect and dignity, they're gonna start doing it. They're gonna follow your lead, man, because they're gonna look crazy out there doing that other stuff by themselves, right? All right, what else? Watch your language. Watch your language when you're talking to these females you don't know, man. Watch your language. Oh, this is how I always talk. That's how I talk, Clarence. I call them B's and H's, right? Okay. What kind of woman is going to be attracted to you calling them a B and an H? What kind of woman? You really want that kind of woman in your life? Some of these females are crazee, crazy. Some of them are, man. They unfortunately have gone through many harsh things. Many harsh things, man. They've been hurt by men. They've been hurt by a lot of different people, man. So sometimes they may take something you think is a light thing, they may take it heavy, or that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. You say something, you call somebody out their name, that is a bad habit, man. And we as men, we as black men, we got to get out of that habit of calling women out of their names. Stop calling them out of their names. What are you calling them out their name for? Well, Clarence, I feel powerful when I call them out of their name, and I take a dominant position. You're not really taking a dominant position when you call somebody out their name, because you ain't doing nothing but calling them out their name. That person don't have to answer to what you're saying. Plus, it makes you look stupid. It makes you look really stupid when you call somebody out of their name. That's crazy, especially a person you don't even know. Imagine calling somebody you don't know out of their name, and they go get their husband or their boyfriend or the police or whatever. And now you looking stupid trying to explain yourself to these people. Nah, man, take my advice. Always stay on an even keel. You know what I'm saying? Respect all, fear none. Respect all, but fear none. Fear none. You don't have to be afraid of nobody, but you don't have to disrespect anyone to get respect. And a lot of our young men think, oh, I got to disrespect these people, because you're watching these rap videos, right? These rappers, man, they disrespecting each other on the music, and you think, oh man, that's the way I got to be. Nah, man, they're telling you exactly wrong. They're telling you exactly wrong. What you need to do is be respectful. Respectful and polite, brother, is going to stand out in a crowd of thieves, among a crowd of thieves. You're going to stand out. So always watch your language, man, because we're going to estimate as people, we're going to estimate your intelligence by the language that you use. Huh? Come on, talk to me. We're gonna always estimate the level of your intellect, how smart you are, by the language you. And if a woman hear you talking with this slang, or this not slang, but with the language that's what we call baby language, where you cussing every other word, do you really want to be with a woman that finds that attractive? Because a woman that finds all that cussing attractive, they're going to be cussing around you. Do you find that attractive with a woman that's running around cussing all the time? Is that attractive? You want to be spending time with somebody like that? Nah, man, when you spend time with a female, man, you want to spend time with somebody that makes you feel like a young man, right? This person knows how to treat you, and they're polite to you. They're respectful to you. Well, doggone it, the females are going to want the same thing from you. They're going to want you to be respectful. They're going to want you to treat them like they matter. I'm telling you, you can. If you're attracted to a woman that has a bad mouth, has a potty mouth, something wrong with you. So you got to do something wrong with you, man. You got to look into that, man. You should want a woman that's good, that treats you good, that's nice to you, that talks to you in a good way, that tries to uplift you, tries to, help you, push you to the next level, but at the same time understands your weaknesses and tries to help you cover down on those weaknesses, right? But doggone it, man, you got to be the same way to these females. Can't go out there, calling them B's and H's and, putting them down and then expect them to give you the vibe that you're looking for. No, man, you've been taught wrong, man. We've been taught wrong. All these rappers, they've been lying to you this whole time. They've been lying to you the whole time, man. Don't mistreat no woman. Your mother, your sisters, your girlfriends, your wife, don't mistreat nobody. If you can't get along with them, then you must just separate from them. That's all it takes is a separation. You don't have to belittle them and have them belittle you and have it spring up into this big thing, right? You always want to be respectful. Always want to be respectful. All right, y'all. Let's get some safer practices. As social said, well, let me ask, are there any questions out there before I proceed? Are there any questions out there? No, everybody good? Everybody's good? Okay, let's look at some. Okay, so now we talked about being in school, right? Now let's talk about some social settings, right? You may go out to a party, you may go out to a club, you may go to a circus, you may go to the movies, you may go to some different places. What are some safer social safer practices at social settings, right? Never force anyone to accept your advances, right? So hey, you meet somebody, you say you and a buddy go to the movie, you see a movie, and you see a nice looking young lady, and you decide, hey, I'm gonna step to her and see what, and then you go over there and try to talk to her. She don't want nothing to do with you, right? You ain't gotta take that personally. Don't take that personally. You're just not her type. That's cool, right? But see what happens with a lot of dudes. Some dudes, man, they try to force the woman, or they try to shame the woman because she don't want to. She's not interested in them, right? But why? The woman might be in a relationship already. She might really be in love with the dude that she's with, right? Whatever. Or she just not into you. You just don't float her boat. Whatever, right? But you can't for girl, I told you I'm giving you my number, right? No. Well, you don't want to have to force somebody. Do you really want to have to force somebody to want to be with you? That's sad, man. That's sad. That's chump stuff right there, man. That's busterism. Never force anyone to accept your advances, man. Never. If a girl say, ugh, I can't, whatever, okay, just take it on the chin, man. Remember this. I'm going to say something, man. Remember this, y'all. Rejection is God's kiss on the forehead. What, Clay? What are you talking about? I mean, when a girl reject you or a guy reject you, that's God's kiss on the forehead. That's God letting you know this wasn't going to work. This wasn't going to work. And he giving you a chance to walk away from it unscathed. He giving you a chance to walk away from it unscathed. So that's what you got to do. Listen, pay attention to these little things that God will slip into your life. And some of us don't pay attention, right? You think you getting rejected, you take it personal. Oh no, you rejected me. Oh no, that would go off on a you. Nah, man. That's what suckers do. We're intelligent black men, but we don't do that. We say, okay, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. And we move on. That's why there's so many other fish in the sea. Because there's other fish in the sea. You don't like this fish? There's another type of fish out there, right? We already been over this. Never be alone in tight quarters, right? And now we're talking about people where we don't know that well, right? You don't know this person, man. Don't be in no tight quarter with them. Anything can happen, man, especially in a social setting, man. There was a time where if a woman called the police and said, hey, this person did something to me, it would be like, well, they would say, well, they would come out and they would try to figure out what's going on. And they would try to say, well, it's your word against this person's word. We really stuck. Now, they don't do that a lot, man. They just say, hey, we just take the person that got accused, pick them up, take them to jail, and that's it. And it make you have to pay a lawyer all kind of money just to try to say that you didn't do it, right? Just to try to say that you didn't do it. You got to pay. Oh, Claire, she accused me, but I'm gonna just say no. Yeah, but you got to go to court. You have to pay a lawyer to do that. It's gonna cost you $2,500 just to hire a lawyer just to go to court to say you didn't do it, right? That's why you think about why a lot of these companies would settle these lawsuits, because they can go, but it's gonna cost them $250,000 to keep going back to court, or they can just give you $50,000 straight away. Which one is cheaper? They're gonna just say, hey, let's just give them the $50,000, right? So never be alone in those tight quarters, man. Never put yourself in a position like that, man, where somebody could say something, or you, on the other hand, might be tempted to think that you could proceed further than the level of closeness in the relationship. And that's where a lot of guys make the mistake. They think, oh, I'm getting everything's going good. I can I can proceed forward with this. No, not times you can't. You have to get consent. 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 You cannot do nothing without this person's consent. Nothing. And they have to be of the age to give you consent, which is most of the time 18, right? You got to be able to give, they got to be able to give you consent, and they got to be of sound mind to give you consent. Can't have no person that, is, mentally impaired and say, oh, I had sex with this girl. She mentally impaired. No. Can't do that because a mentally impaired person can't give you consent. Anyway, never be alone in tight quarters. Never. With person you don't know well. Never. Don't pursue committed women. Yeah, man. What y'all out there? Some of y'all out here, man. And you pursuing these married women or pursuing women in these relationships, and you thinking, oh man, I can just pull out a relationship. Man, let me tell you something. What kind of woman is going to leave a good relationship they got to be with you? What do you think is going to happen the next man she meet? No, never pursue committed women, man. Plus, that's a bad thing, man. You never know how the other person, the jilted lover, is going to take that. They may come after you because their woman left them. They come after you. Which the person they should be going after is the one person that left them, right? But some guys are crazy, man, and they'll put a hurting on you over their wife or over their girlfriend or whatever. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And a woman that's going to leave a committed relationship, if she wasn't already on her way out of it, she's only going to leave it because you came along. Bad idea. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Save yourself a lot of headaches. Don't do that. Always wait until you have consent, man. Don't do nothing until you have consent. But Clarence, I just want to give her a little kiss on the cheek. No, not until you have that consent, man. You got to, in today's world, you got to get consent, man. Can't just do anything you want to do with a female. But Clarence, she's giving me the okay sign. I know, but get the consent anyway. Because if you don't, and something happens, now you got a problem. And you know what you're going to be saying? Man, that old man told me, but I didn't listen. I didn't listen to the old man. Oh, yeah. All right, let's move on, y'all. Know when you're doing too much. Yeah, know when you're doing too much, right? Sometimes we start off good, right? Conversation going good, then you start holding her hand. You know what I'm saying? You talk to her at the dinner table, and maybe you said, may I hold your hand? She said, yeah, no problem. So now you holding her hand, right? Now you scooting all the way over to her. Sometimes you're doing too much. Now the girl's like, wait a minute, man. You hold my hand with one thing. Now you all sitting all up next to me. You all up on me. Hold on, man. She got to take it slow. Got to take everything slow, man. Take things slow at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And don't, there's a certain type of woman, you should just leave alone, man. A certain type of woman wants a lot of attention from a lot of different men. Leave that woman alone. You want a woman that is not yeah, all women want attention, but they don't want attention like that. Like they willing to show you everything, every nook and cranny, so that they can get attention. No, you don't want that, man. Well, a nice woman, it carries herself well. Yeah, she got a little sex appeal or whatever, but she carries herself well. And, she's a good woman. That's what you want, a good woman, man. Man, I'm telling you, your life will be much better. But know when you're doing too much, man. How do you know? Because you can look at a female's face. A female's face will tell you everything you need to know, man. When you're getting too close to her, man, you see her face start scrunching up. She's going to let you know, man, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And all that good road that you laid out, it's gonna be like you dump manure on it because you did too much, and the girl's gonna say, you know what, this dude can't control himself. Let me just go with somebody else, right? So know when you're doing too much, man. Once you know, and you don't have to don't wait for someone else to tell you you're doing too much. Always make sure you have that information for yourself. All right, a few more minutes, y'all. A few more minutes. Know when to walk away. Know when to walk away, man. Know when to walk away. When you with these females, man, sometimes we with these females and we think, oh man, um, I'm good with no matter what I do. That's the wrong thing to say. That's the wrong mentality, right? Sometimes you do stuff, and like I said, the female will tell you, her face will show you that you're doing too much, right? She might not even say nothing, but her countenance, right? You could see, like, there'll be a dramatic change. She's all talkative and everything when you was holding her hand. Now you're scooting next to her. Now she's like, ain't saying nothing. She's like, yeah. You getting one word answers, and and she see you do something that she feel like is like a sucker move. She gonna be, know when to say, okay, the girl ain't feeling me no more, or she never was feeling me from the first place, right? But you got to self-reflect. You got to have a self-reflection. Don't wait for a female to tell you, because a lot of these females, man, they such good people. They don't want to hurt your feelings and tell you that you messed up the whole, you done. They don't want to tell you that. They rather you just figure it out for yourself. But it's probably we so infatuated, we don't know how to figure this out for ourselves, right? All right, so also here, this is, know when to walk away. Know when to just say, okay, this person ain't feeling me. How you know if they ain't feeling you? They're not talking, they look like they're not having a good time. Man, a female will tell you everything you need to know without even opening their mouth. In most cases. All right, y'all. That was it on the safer practices, man. We're going to we get into that. We'll get into that next time. I want to know if there's any questions. Anybody got any questions out there? Okay. Next time we come back, we're gonna start talking about some of the things that cause us to have problems, right? We're gonna talk about a little bit about money, budgeting your money, and things like that, integrity. But then, and Hink, of course, with the self-protection. But we're gonna start talking about, get into some of the uglier things that can happen to you when you get caught up in some of these misconduct charges, right? It can get ugly. And this is what we try to avoid for you. We want you to be happy. We want you to go out and enjoy yourself, enjoy your life. But if you ain't respectful today, it pays to be respectful. It pays to be polite. It pays to be show respect to the female. It pays. If you be disrespectful, all you're going to do is attract females that are happy with disrespect, and females that's happy with disrespect are eventually going to disrespect you, and you don't want to be disrespected. So don't disrespect nobody out there. All right, y'all. I'm going to turn it back over to, thank you for listening, by the way. And you can go to our website, lifeskillsbootcamps.com, and you can get like some of our, you can get the download that Rico has for tips on how to save money as a teenager. You can get that. Just go to contributors, click on the contributors, and go there. And then also, I think I'm gonna get Hink to put something together you can download from him. And then we all have some downloads there. I myself am working on a download from there, and so you guys can go over there or you can sign up for the 4-hour course through Empowered. We work that through Empowered, but that's the major course that we can cover all these topics in the same day. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna turn it back over to Shamika.
Thank you, Clarence. Thank you, Hink. All right, thank you all for being patient and getting through our workshop. You did an amazing job, Clarence, like always. And I thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to do this for us. We really, really, really appreciate it. So we're going to work on getting this engagement increased over the next few weeks as schools start to come out for the summer. maybe we can work out a different day for these sessions. That way we can get a bigger turnout, but it's always amazing. We get a lot of information for these kids, and I'm pretty sure they really, really appreciate it. All right. Now, if there's no questions, it looks like we're kind of ending it early today, right? We're a little bit before, so that's okay. All righty, so I hope you guys all have a great Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. I know that I don't know if we all plan to gather with family, but I hope everyone has a prosperous weekend, a great weekend. And I guess we'll see you next session.